है आज का session is really prepare you to be very sharp when you have a very small time to get attention. It doesn't matter who you're going to pitch to, especially to your investors. You want to grab their attention right from the beginning. You want to make sure that your main message is clear. So to make that your message clear, get their attention and keep their attention through the whatever half an hour. Sometimes you may have 15 minutes, you may have, sometimes you may have an elevator pitch, just few minutes or few seconds. So that's what Naeem Zafar is going to cover, is how do you get there? And we have run through these sessions in the past, and most of the startups or founders or the key management people, they really took that as a very important training they had, and they used it very effective from there on. So I think that's the purpose. So with that, I'll pass it on to Naeem. You know what to do, Naeem, to make that happen.
Yeah, thank you, Anwar. So my name is Naeem Zafar. I'm from Lahore. I've been working in Silicon Valley for many years. And just to give you a little bit more background on myself, I'm an electrical engineer, got my degrees from these universities, worked for large companies, started small companies. So some of these companies are chip design related, software for chip design. Some of them, Veridicom was invented the fingerprint sensor, which is in Macs and iPhone had a fingerprint sensor. Apple bought that company. And then other companies, I've been teaching at University of California, Berkeley for the last 19 years. And I also started a company in mobile security that was bought by Oracle. Telesense was the last company I started. It was in IoT, Internet of Things space, that was bought by UPL. So I also teach at Northeastern University and other universities as well. So I'm hoping that I can answer any question aap logon ke paas ho about raising money, talking to investors, running companies. It's not limited to this topic. I intentionally only have about 20 slides, but my hope was that we can finish that in first half hour, and then we can do question and answer for the next half an hour.
And
So
also maybe practice a bit as well, so that people can see a difference as well. So yeah.
Yeah, we can practice that too. Yeah, exactly. So I think the whole point is you have to become a storyteller. You're telling a story. यानी कहानी सुनाती होती हैं अपने इन्वेस्टर्स को कि हमें जनाब अचानक ये अंदाजा हुआ कि ये काम तो सही हो ही नहीं रहा, ये बेहतर हो सकता है. तो मैंने लोगों से बात की, वी वैलिडेटेड आवर असम्पशन. सब ने कहा हाँ यार, ये अगर ऐसे हो तो फिर मैं लूंगा. तो मैंने फिर अपनी टीम को असेंबल कर लिया. वी हैव पीपल, वी नो हु द कंपटीशन इज, वी नो व्हाट टू डू. All we need from you is this much money, so we can go from this stage to this stage. That's the kahani. That's the kahani you have to able to tell in 30 seconds, in 30 minutes, or something in between. Kahani is the same. So this is, people get confused and they cannot tell this kahani. People start talking about, मैं जी फैसलाबाद में पैदा हुआ था, मैंने पहले मुझे एडमिशन नहीं मिल रहा था, फिर मैंने बड़े से एडमिशन हुआ, फिर मैं वहां गया, फिर ये गया. I don't care. Who cares? Only you care and your mother cares. Tell a story which an investor needs to know. So ये बात है कि अपनी कहानी को छोड़ें, ये कहानी को आप सीखें, ये कहानी लोगों को सुनानी होती है. अभी कहानी इन्वेस्टर्स के नहीं है. A similar कहानी goes to customers. A similar kahani you have to tell to your employees. So this is the point, is कि to become interesting, you have to become a storyteller. लोगों को कहानी सुनने का बड़ा मजा आता है. बचपन से आप कहानी सुन रहे हैं, आपकी अम्मी आपको कहानी सुना रही थी, आप छोटे होते थे तो बड़े आपका दिल करता दोबारा सुनाओ. People love kahani. So this is the point, कि you have to learn how to become a storyteller. So by the way, you can interrupt me anytime. You can raise your hand. You can just unmute yourself and talk to me. This is not ये classroom नहीं है यहाँ. आप जो भी चाहें कर सकते हैं. हाँ जी, शारिक साहब.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and Naeem and Anwar Khan as well. So thank you for having this session. आपने एक बड़ी अच्छी बात mention की कि we have to sell our story. more than anything else, more than product. इसमें से मेरा एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है कि when we are पहले अनवर ने भी ये बात मेंशन की कि when we are pitching to investors, majority of the time कभी कभार शायद से 5 मिनट्स मिलते हैं, कभी कभार तो शायद 1 मिनट मिलता है. उसमें तो अगर हम स्टोरी के बजाय फिर हम फौरन प्रोडक्ट पे जंप मार देते हैं. सो उस आई अंडरस्टैंड कि वो शायद आगे आप बताएंगे. तो उस पर्सपेक्टिव स्टोरी वाली चीज तो आई थिंक वहां ज्यादा सुटेबल होती है वेर वी हैव 10 मिनट्स विद इन्वेस्टर या 15 मिनट्स. नो.
Totally incorrect.
ओके.
Totally incorrect. Story is most important जब आपके पास 30 seconds होते हैं. Because you see, what is the purpose of story? Purpose of story is to intrigue somebody so he wants to learn rest of the story. This is the whole point, is to intrigue. If you're 30 minutes and you say something like that, yeah, do you know what happened this morning? The moment I stepped out, amazing. खामोश. यार क्या हुआ? I want to know. क्या बात शुरू की थी, बताओ क्या हुआ? You intrigued me. That's when you need the story. Story is the hook. मच्छी को फंसाओ पहले. फंसेगी तो फिर उसको तलोगे ना. So this is exactly when you tell the story. Whole idea is to intrigue people. We do that among friends normally. So this is exactly what you need to do. लेकिन आप ये सोचना कि what gets an investor excited? Why do investors invest in the first place? It's only 3 reasons. That's it. It's not complicated. 3 reasons. Can you remember 3 reasons? Number 1, you're saying we found a white space. Nobody's there. We figured out why. It was not technically possible until ChatGPT came. Until then, it was so hard. Number 2, we have unique insights. Me and my co-founder are uniquely qualified to figure this out because I worked at Mobile Link for 4 years. That's what I was doing there. So I know the problem. And my co-founder, uska mama works for Zong. So he knows the people. That's why we are uniquely qualified to solve this. And number 3, it's a large and growing market. So these are the 3 things you're trying to communicate to investors to intrigue them. So this is the whole point. It's not complicated. 3 things. You can communicate 3 things. You have their interest. Then other details will come later. Product कैसे? मैं आपको अपनी बताऊँ, the elevator pitch, my last company. अनाज, grain, कैसे होती है ये wheat या corn, once you harvest it, आप सबको नहीं खा सकते, आपको स्टोर करना पड़ता है. या बोरियों में या वो साइलों में आप स्टोर करते हैं कई महीनों की तरह. एक दफा आपने ग्रेन को स्टोर कर दिया, उसकी क्वालिटी कभी बेहतर नहीं होती, खराब ही होती है. कीड़ा लग जाता है, मोल लग जाता है, चीजें खराब होती हैं, पानी लग जाता है. हाउ डू यू नो कब खराब होने वाला है? हाउ डू यू नो किसको पहले बेचना है? We solved that problem. I didn't say anything about how we solved the problem. I never mentioned my product. I mentioned a problem. देखा था, हाँ यार वो तो बात सही है आपकी, वो तो होता है. I have intrigued them. We solved this problem. भैया बताओ यार कैसे सॉल्व करते हो, क्या करते हो? चौकीदार लगा देते हो? जी बताएंगे, आप बैठ जाइए जरा, बताता हूं आपको चौकीदार. So this is the point. You intrigue people. Let me tell. This is what I told you is a Telesense, my last company. Let's go one company before, Bitzer Mobile. या बिल्डिंग में हैं, काम कर रहे हैं, बड़े बिजी भी हैं. You have access to documents, emails, people, Zoom. You're doing everything. The moment you leave the office, the only thing you can access is email. वो सब document are behind the firewall. It's very hard to access them, especially from a Android device or an iPhone device. We solved that problem. We have solved this problem for Chevron, ExxonMobil. When security needs are high, we are the solution. That's it. Less than a minute. Never mention how we solve it. If person doesn't care about this problem, वो कहेंगे और बताइए वो क्रिकेट का क्या हो रहा है आजकल. If he's intrigued by that, कि यार बताओ ये क्या चक्कर है, ये क्या, हमें तो पसंद है, हमें बताओ. Then you talk more about it. So this is the point. How do you pitch well is कहानी सुनाएं, intrigue करें, उसका hook दें, ताकि लोग intrigue हो के they want to know more. That's it. So I'll talk about two other ways to describe your company in a second. This is once you have got them hooked, then you go deeper, and I'll talk about two concepts. What does the company do? Most people cannot describe what the company does, and does the company is a good business. So before I go to those two topics, anything else on how to hook, how to intrigue, how to tell the story? I think Bilal Saab is acknowledging but not asking a question. That's good. Yumkin Sahiba, Revitalizer Sahib, okay, parcel wala.
अच्छा जो one of the thing Naeem,
Yes,
I have
sir, I have a
noticed one of the things that I have noticed working with many different startups here in Pakistan, when they start pitching or they start telling the story, they tend to bring a lot of unnecessary details,
Yeah.
which they don't matter. And that's very important that you have to figure out how to shunt out that unnecessary details and focus on only exactly what Naeem is asking here.
See, those things are important to you, but not to anybody else. You have to see it from their point of view. उनके लिए क्या relevant चीज है? Relevant चीज उनके ये है, by looking at this formula here, that there's money to be made. These people can possibly make me the money. And I think the opportunity is growing. They have to just, this all they care about, investors. So you start talking about how you started, how you pivoted, nobody cares. So this is important. Now let's talk about two concepts which are important to understand, to communicate, not as an opening line. क्या या तो अपना हाथ खड़ा करो, ये शक्ल दिखाओ. I don't know, कोई बोल रहा है, सवाल कर रहा है कि आपकी बीवी से बात कर रहा है. I don't know who.
Sir, question ही कर रहा हूँ. Sir, question ही कर रहा हूँ. Sir, I have just a quick question. Basically, our startup is developing water treatment technologies. तो हमारा major focus industries पे है पाकिस्तान की. But जब हम अपनी pitch में बात करते हैं, तब हम globally discuss करते हैं that world is facing water scarcity issue. So while telling the story, हम example देते हैं कि बेंगलोर शहर में पानी की इतनी कमी है कि लोगों को होटल बुक करने पड़ते हैं in order to take a bath. But this is not the actual problem our product is solving. So हमें इसमें इंडस्ट्री की बात करनी चाहिए, बी स्पेसिफिक और बी ब्रॉडर while discussing the problem statement.
You have to be specific so people can see कि वाकई आप बड़ी बड़ी बातें करेंगे जी, लोग पानी की दुनिया में बहुत कमी है. Well, it depends where you live. अगर नॉर्वे में है तो पानी की कोई कमी नहीं है. So, and then people have to go to hotel to take a shower. So what? You're not solving the shower problem or the hotel problem. So you have to be specific use case. People can say, हाँ यार ये बात तो है. I can see that. So be specific. Then later on, once you have figured out that you have solved a specific problem, you say, by the way, if we can solve this, you can see how it applies to so many other places. And this is addressing point number 3. Okay, once we solve this problem, there's a large and growing market. So be specific so people can at least understand. मैंने लोग ऐसे बड़ी बड़ी बातें करते हैं, करना कुछ आता नहीं है, तो people dismiss you immediately. हाँ जी, आपने बेंगलोर में पानी का करना, माशाल्लाह, खुदाई हाफिज. So you have to be specific. So the two concepts which I want you to also be, should be, it is not your opening conversation, but part of your conversation. Naeem Tarsil Saab.
Thank you very much, sir, for the session, and it was really interesting. Last time भी आपका बड़ा learningful रहा हमारे लिए. मेरी सर मैं थोड़ी सी मुख्तसर कोशिश करूंगा कि स्टोरी सुनाने की. पानी का बिजनेस करते हुए ना मेरी एक क्लाइंट थी, जो मैंने ये स्टोरी को यूज भी किया है. आई जस्ट वांट टू गेट वैलिडेटेड इट. मेरी क्लाइंट ने मुझे रात को फ़ोन किया कि नहीं, पानी की बॉटल्स जो हैं ये मुझे टाइमली सुबह मिल जाएंगी, मेरे गेस्ट हैं. डॉक्टर रुहमा थी मेरी क्लाइंट ना. उसने कहा मैंने जॉब पे भी पहुंचना है, 8 बजे मैंने निकल जाना है, तो राइट 8 बजे आप, मैंने आई प्रॉमिस्ड हर ना कि मैं पहुंचा दूंगा. और सुबह मैंने 7:30 बजे अपना ड्राइवर बॉटल्स लोड करके, गाड़ी लोड करवा के, अच्छी तरह समझा के उसको मैंने चल भेज दिया कि भाई डॉक्टर साहब को पहले डिलीवरी दे. बट हुआ ये कि 11 बजे मुझे डॉक्टर साहब का मैसेज आया, और मुझे बड़ी शर्मिंदगी हुई कि उनका वो मैसेज था कि काइंडली आपने कमिटमेंट पूरी नहीं की. एंड दैट वाज द मोमेंट कि ये जो तरसील का आइडिया था ना, ये परसीव हुआ था कि भी मुझे इन ड्राइवर्स को ट्रैक करने की ज़रूरत है. अदरवाइज मेरा बिजनेस जो है ये तो मतलब कि वायबल ही नहीं रह रहा ना, तो कस्टमर अलहदा खराब हो रहे हैं और मुझे पता भी नहीं मेरी टीम कहाँ पे है और क्या कर रही है और क्या नहीं कर रही। सो दिस दिस इज द यहाँ से हम शुरू हुए और हमने इस चीज़ का सोल्यूशन पहले अपने लिए किया, और फिर एक इंसिडेंट हुआ 2019 में। ये हमारे चीफ जस्टिस साहब थे,
अभी
खातून निसार साहब, उन्होंने पानी
आपका
पे एक टैक्स लगाया।
नईम नईम तारसिल, आपका
जी
सवाल क्या है? आई थिंक लेट्स गेट टू इट
सर,
बिकॉज
ये
यू नीड
जितनी मैंने
फोकस।
स्टोरी सुनाई है, आई जस्ट वांटेड टू गेट इट वैलिडेटेड कि क्या ये मेरा पर्पस पूरा कर रही है। मैंने एक रियल टाइम प्रॉब्लम को हाईलाइट किया है, और उसके बाद हमने फिर इस सोल्यूशन को स्केल करने का सोचा कि ये और बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस का प्रॉब्लम है।
So answer is, this story needs to be tightened. This is not a tight story. This story has unnecessary details. Let me tell you my version of your story. In Pakistan, a lot of time the business is done, packages are sent, messages are sent through drivers, and employees have to deliver things. Business depends on it. But do you really know where your package is, where your driver is any given time? Answer is no, because there's a traffic issues, there's a सड़कें बंद हो गई हैं. So what if there was a way to know exactly on an app, where is exactly driver, is he going to make it or not? We solve that problem. That's all the story you need to tell. You would,
That's correct.
डॉक्टर साहब का नाम, डॉक्टर साहब ने 8 बजे फोन किया, 11 बजे फोन किया. That's unnecessary detail. So there is a version of the story which you tell your friends over lassi, and there's a version of the story you tell the investor as an employee. There's a two different version. So you're confusing the two.
The name Tarsil, that was a good example which I was referring. When you start telling too many details, unnecessary details, and you have not thought through what's your main message you want to deliver, like Naeem Zafar just articulated, you start losing the interest of the audience. As I was getting unrested, यार ये कहाँ जा रहे हैं, क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? तो ये टाइटन करना बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे बिल्कुल नईम जफर ने बिल्कुल बहुत टू द पॉइंट दिया, शॉर्ट भी है और टाइटन भी है, और गेट द मैसेज अक्रॉस लॉट फास्टर.
Chalo,
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Good to practice. So again, we have this time, we can practice things, or I can give you new ideas, but I'm here to serve you whatever is most useful to you. So the two concepts which you also have to be very comfortable to come across, one is called unit economics. Unit economics says, can this scale? Can this work? How does it scale? So every business computes what would be considered a unit economics. Let me see who is speaking, and that is on page number 2. Yeah, there are many people on page 2 who could be.
I think आप सब लोग म्यूट पे रखें unless you are ready to talk, please.
अच्छा जी. So let's talk about this. So अगर देखें आपके पास restaurant हो, you can compute what is your profit per table per night. If you're selling a hospital, usually they talk about profit per bed, revenue per bed. अगर आपकी कॉफी शॉप है, you can compute चाय की शॉप है कि per cup of chai served कितना आपका profit हो रहा है. So this gives you clarity, allows you to compare businesses. So sometimes there is a subscription business. आपको example दी है, a customer pays you $10 a month, and you estimate $5 per month इसका churn rate. लेकिन लोग 5% of the people leave you every month. इसका मतलब है कि a typical customer will stay with you approximately 20 months. हर महीने 5% customer will leave you for whatever reason. So in a subscription business, recurring business, that churn rate is important. अगर आपकी cost है $4, you tell me, is it a good business or a bad business? I don't see anybody's fingers moving or computing any numbers. क्या आप ज़हन में पहाड़े आपको याद हैं? Is it a good business or a bad business?
It's a bad
10
business.
seconds. Ji, bad business? Well, let's take a closer look. So first thing you compute is LTV, customer lifetime value. Customer lifetime value का आपको $10 per महीने दे रहे हैं. On average, they'll stay with you 20 months. So lifetime value is $200. Since it costs you $4 per month to serve the customer, your cost of goods sold or cost of sales is $80. So आपका gross profit देखें is $120. How much does it cost you to for customer acquisition cost? आप ऑनलाइन एडवर्टाइजिंग कर रहे हैं, आपने बच्चा रखा हुआ है, उसको $2,000 महीने वाला वो जाके कस्टमर आपको साइन अप करता है. You can compute a customer acquisition cost. So अगर आपका gross profit is $120, you don't mind spending $45 customer acquisition, then you still have a good $75 profit after customer acquisition. So this is a good business. To even draw this diagram is not easy. To draw this diagram, you have to really clarify, synthesize things, a lot of complexity. Most people cannot do that. But if you, for your business, you can draw a diagram like that, which gives you clarity and also helps investor understand that this business is a good business. So I can explain all the detail, how do you compute CAC or COGS or LTV based on your question. If not, I want you to be able to draw a simple diagram. How scalable, how profitable is our business? अगर आपको $120 था सिर्फ आपका LTV minus COGS and you're spending $300 for customer acquisition, that's a negative business. So you only, it works if your customer acquisition cost will be something less than your gross profit. So this helps you understand those concepts. Gross profit kitna tha? So these concepts, if they're new to you, you can ask me, I can explain it, but these are the main concepts you have to know, and your investor at some point will want to know.
And also,
So
by the
this-
way, in the last qualification cycle, we're going to specifically ask that each of your business, you will need to submit this kind of chart. So it forces you to think through. And also, by the way, and I should have mentioned, and also you will be making a pitch as well. And you will be judged on the pitch as well in the last level of qualification. Okay, please continue, Naeem. I think we should do a practice a little bit and answer questions and everything also at this point. That will work better from here on.
All right. So this is the one concept, unit economics. Second concept is आप करते क्या हो? वो लोग लंबी लंबी कहानियां सुनाते हैं जी, हम ये भी करते थे, हम ये भी कर सकते हैं, वो भी किया था और वो भी करेंगे. यार करते क्या हो? अंदर क्या जाता, निकलता क्या है? So you have to be able to describe your business with one simple diagram called input-output diagram. अब देखें take company like Careem or Uber. What do they do? Well, they do several things, but I can show you one simple diagram कि Uber क्या करता है. It takes two things go in. आप कहाँ खड़े हैं और कहाँ जाना है. Three things come out. ड्राइवर कौन है, शक्ल कैसी है उसकी अदर डिटेल्स के, कितने रेटिंग किया है, कितने पैसे लगेंगे और कितने बजे पहुंचेंगे. That's it. The whole Uber Careem concept could be described with one simple diagram. I want you to also be able to describe your business with some simple diagram, especially if it's a software app. अगर आप करियाने की दुकान है, then that's easy. या कॉफी शॉप है, आप पैसे देते हैं, आपको कॉफी मिल जाती है. लेकिन if you anything with software, anything with an app, describe it with a simple diagram. What goes in, what comes out. You'll be surprised how many people can do that. So ये दो concept, what is your input output, what's your unit economics, are two key concepts. Then I'm switching gear to other topics, unless somebody stops me. The point
मैं
is,
रुकना चाहूंगा कहीं.
जी,
मैं सर रुकना चाहूंगा, नालायक शिगिर्द हूं आपका मैं. आपने ये जो उबर वाली एग्जांपल दी है, इसी बेस एग्जांपल के ऊपर मेरा बिजनेस का मॉडल खड़ा है, बट मैं सब्सक्रिप्शन दे रहा हूँ अपने कस्टमर जो बिजनेसेस हैं उनको पर ड्राइवर ना, उनके ड्राइवर्स अपने हैं, मैं उनको टेक्नोलॉजी देता हूँ कि ये ले आपका ड्राइवर है, उसको ऑर्डर्स मिल रहे हैं आपकी तरफ से और वो उनको आगे डिलीवर कर रहा है और आपको सारी उनकी टाइमिंग, टाइमलाइन, मैप के ऊपर पूरी ट्रैकिंग एंड एवरीथिंग जो है वो मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ और मैं इस
Yeah.
चीज का पर ड्राइवर पर मंथ चार्ज करता हूँ. तो
Yeah.
ये जो अब उबर का तो वो बेस यूनिट है, मेरे बिजनेस का एक छोटा पार्ट है, वो ये वाला मॉडल है कि अब बिजनेस ओनर को ये पता चल जाता है कि अब ड्राइवर मेरा किस जगह पे है और उसका अगला पार्ट कहाँ पे है और वो कितने बजे वहां तक पहुंच सकता है और माइलेज कितने हुई है और उससे वो कैलकुलेशन शाम को ओवरऑल मैं वो सारी इसको दे रहा हूँ. तो मैं इसको क्या इन और आउट करूंगा?
No, it's some very similar. You basically, for each driver, you give them कहाँ जाना है, and then you can see, I'm typing it here. So basically what I'm typing here is कि ये 3 चीजें निकलती हैं आपके जो आप करने से, कि ड्राइवर का जर्नी क्या है, कितने बजे पहुंचेगा किस जगह, उसका करंट लोकेशन किधर है, कि ड्राइवर ने ये 7 जगह डिलीवर करनी है। आप अपने ऐप पे देख सकते हैं कि किस वक्त अभी कहाँ फंसा हुआ है, कितने बजे उसने 11:30 बजे वहां पहुंचना है, 1:45 बजे वहां पहुंचना है, 6:30 बजे वापस आना है। You can see the location, you can see where he is, where he's stuck, and you can send him messages. So it'll be something similar. So, I can draw a picture like that for you. I don't want to do that right now, but I can do a picture like that. Haji Shahir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था, फॉर एग्जांपल कोई एक अर्ली स्टार्टअप है जो अपने अर्ली स्टेजेस में दे डोंट हैव मच रेवेन्यू और मे बी प्री रेवेन्यू, उनके लिए एलटीवी लाइफ टाइम वैल्यू निकालना थोड़ा, क्योंकि डेटा की कमी की वजह से उस केस में क्या कर सकते हैं? और समटाइम्स कुछ जो बिजनेसेस होते हैं वो परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग पे ज़्यादा रिलाई करते हैं, उनमें पुल नहीं होता सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल्स की तरह, तो उस रिगार्ड में कौन सा मैट्रिक आपके ख्याल में बेहतर है?
Yeah, you make an estimate. You make an estimate of comparable business. You don't have the data. You never will have the data. So you make some estimate, and you may be wrong. लेकिन अगर आप churn कहें जी 5% है कि 10% है, मुझे क्या पता? ये आप लोगों से पूछती हैं कि आमतौर पे बंदा कितने देर महीने आपके साथ रहता है? So you make some assumption. As long as you make some reasonable assumption and say भाई मैंने 6 लोगों से पूछा था, उन्होंने कहा था या 6-7 महीने की बात होती है, तो I assumed 7 month. Then you measure it and you update it. But you never even thought about it. That's what concerns the investors. Investors know that you don't know. They're not stupid. But the question is, did you make some effort to find out? अब कहा जी मैंने 25 लोगों से बात की है, 19 ने तो जवाब ही नहीं दिया, जो 6 ने जवाब दिया उन्होंने कहा जी 6-7-8 महीने की बात होती है, तो उसके हिसाब से मैंने 7 महीने लगा दिया। चलो, that's a good answer. And you may be wrong. But at least आपने कुछ कोशिश तो की, टांग तो हिलाई, कुछ कोई एस्टिमेट तो किया। So again, the most important thing in entrepreneurship is your answers don't have to be accurate. Your answers have to be reasonable. And based on some research, some conversation, some adjustment, and that's what you do. You're figuring it out as you're going. That's normal.
Thank you. Got it.
So let's talk about something else. Normally, each company goes through some process of coming with idea, market research, talk to customers, have some prototype, then they go develop the product. So normally you raise money to get to the next stage. And how much you raise could be different people. In the beginning is friends and family. Then you find some rich people called angel investors. Maybe later on you have some venture capital can get involved. So it's not always, you don't start with a VC. You start with friends and family who are willing to believe in you. Pehla 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh comes from friends and family typically. So this is normal. So just want you to, point was कि भाई chunks में होता है, ऐसा होता है, एक दफा नहीं होता. Then when you raise money from investors, again, Series C, the first time investors invest is to prove your business is real. The second time you raise money is called Series A, is business is repeatable. Then you say Series B, C, and D is business scalable. So you don't know the business scalable. Is it real? Anybody wants to buy it? That's what you raise the money for. So they're just different definition I want you to be comfortable with. So if you look at a company like HubSpot, that's what they did. They raised in the beginning, those 2006 में, they raised $500,000. एक साल के बाद आके they raised a Series A. They raised $5.6 million. Then they raised 12 million, 16 million, so on and so forth. Then they were IPO. So this is normal for companies. They raise money in chunks to get to the next stage. So again, this is, we can talk about it for 10 minutes with a lot of detail here. I'm just giving you a high level picture.
Yeah, I think with that, I would suggest let's just go into practice.
Yeah,
Let's ask
practice.
to make a pitch, and then we provide feedback to them. I think that's what because the purpose is still verbal pitch, how they can be more effective.
So this is the way to pitch. When you talk to people, this is the two things you want to focus on. What problem are you solving and who has this problem? It's not about your product. It's not about your technology. It's not about your team. So this is the first 10 seconds. This is how you just tell people. So let's, like Anwar Saab said, let's practice. Some of you who want to, tell me, what do you do? If I meet you, I'm an investor, आपको मैं मिला हूं तो आप क्या जवाब देंगे आप?
Sharik, I'm just going to start with you.
Absolutely, would love to.
Yeah.
So, if I would have to tell something in 10 seconds, so as per your knowledge as well, Naeem, which you have just said, so nothing about product. So let me just start and try to cover in 10 seconds.
Hold
So,
on. See, you just spent 10 seconds saying nothing.
Okay.
So this is unnecessary preamble. ये खाम में लंबी कहानी होती है यार. क्या? Skip that.
Okay,
Get to the
I'll
point.
just start. I'll just start right away.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what we are trying to do, hotels are facing problem after COVID in terms of not converting their customers into more revenue. We are solving their problem through an AI digitized concierge services. No one else is doing that globally. So we are increasing the revenue by 30% of the hotels globally.
Okay. So who do you have? Do you have any customers at all?
Yes, we have close to 10 customers globally, Ramada, Holiday Inn, and few of the brands in London as well.
And the solution is a digital concierge, which is AI, and people can ask questions.
People can ask questions not only by text, but also through speech as well.
Yeah. So my version of your will be the following. Let me become Sharik. How does a hotel increase the revenue and retention of customer by providing excellent service? One of the services is concierge service, which gives you information about what to do, where to go, when to go. But guess what? It's expensive. And a concierge can only talk to one customer at a time, unless you use our technology. When using a digital avatar, which has all the knowledge, always available, always responsive, Ramada and several other major brands today are using our service to deliver 30% more revenue than they used to. That's it. So, again, talking about after COVID, unnecessary detail.
Okay.
Talking about some other detail you said, yeah, that's true, but really what you're talking about is three things. That if you are a hotel, you want to differentiate, you want to have a good service, including concierge service. Number two, physical concierge are expensive and उनका attitude भी होता है और एक ही बंदे से बात करते हैं, 6 लोग इंतजार कर रहे होते हैं. So with the digital concierge, you can have 100 conversations simultaneously. And number three, you have traction. So those are the 3 points you're trying to make. Everything else is irrelevant.
Okay.
अच्छा इसमें जो है, I think the strategy which really has worked is always, because you could have a very different type of meetings every time and different stages. You should this is a message for everybody, that you should sit down, strategize for your meeting. What are the main points you want to deliver? List them. You may have 8, 9 points. Then prioritize them. What are the top 3 points you want to get across? For the purpose of your meeting, whether it's a product related meeting, whether investor related meeting, pick those 3 points that you need to get across. That's what matters. And that's where you focus on only, as Naeem just did.
All right. So other than Sharik and Naeem, Tarsi, बाकी लोगों को कोई, nobody wants to talk and practice. Those are the only 2 active people we have. लेकिन अब फायदा ये ना, इनके कैमरे ऑन है तो ये बड़े एक्टिव हो रहे हैं. जिनके कैमरे ऑफ होते हैं वो खाम जरा उनको सो जाते हैं. चलें जी, तारसिल साहब.
Thank you, sir. For business owners who are worried due to costly and inefficient field operations, the SEAL system provides real-time staff tracking on the map screen. And unlike costly tracking device companies, our product uses workers' smartphone features, which works offline as well. So this is my elevator pitch.
So
I don't know.
it's not terrible, but it is too much product centric, not enough about the problem you solve. So my version will be, if you have employees which are delivering things which are on the field, wouldn't you like to know where they are exactly when? Are they stuck? Will they make the deliveries on time? Using smartphones and all the things built into it, we solve that problem. So it's a little bit tighter. It doesn't talk about all the other details you mentioned. But if this problem is relevant to me, then I want to know, भाई ये offline में क्या होता है यार? वो उसका signal नहीं होता फिर कैसे करते हैं? Then you can start talking about other detail. But you need to distill it down to an atomic level. That if you have remote employees, and if you want to know where the hell they are and where are they going to make the deliveries, you need me. That's a message. अच्छा जी, the booster sub, Mr. Booster.
Assalamualaikum. First of all, thank you for this session. So, firstly, मैं अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में आपको थोड़ा बताना चाहूँगा. Basically,
Yeah, hold on. All that again, unnecessary preamble. Start.
Basically, we are manufacturing aerial advertising with blimps. Daily, we see 100 of billboards when we are driving, but how much we remember? Hardly 2 or 3. But basically, this is not a fault of our brain. It's a visual clutter. So for resolving this problem, we are introducing an aerial advertisement with blimps, helium balloons, जो कि दुनिया में already काम कर रहे हैं, बन रहे हैं. अब उन पे लॉजिस्टिक्स का भी काम हो रहा है, लेकिन स्टिल हम इस चीज को पाकिस्तान में एडवर्टाइजिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल करें और इस चीज पे काम कर रहे हैं.
I did not fully understand. आपने शुरू में जो बात की समझ नहीं आया मुझे, लेकिन let me repeat back as booster के आप क्या करते हो? My understanding is जी
aerial advertising with blimps, helium balloons.
वो समझ आ गई. बलून तो ओनली थिंग समझ आई. उससे पहले जो बात कर रहे थे समझ नहीं आई थी क्या कह रहे थे. पहले 3 आपके जो जुमले थे वो समझ नहीं आए.
हम डेली हजारों बिलबोर्ड देखते हैं और उनमें से हमें याद कितने रहते हैं? हार्डली 2 या 3. ये हमारे ब्रेन का मसला नहीं है, बेसिकली ये विजुअल क्लटर है. इतने बिलबोर्ड्स होते हैं कि कस्टमर याद ही नहीं रख पाता. तो ये बिजनेसेस का मसला है. तो इस चीज को रिजॉल्व करने के लिए हम एक नई चीज मार्केट में इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, एरियल एडवर्टाइजमेंट विद ब्लिंक, जो यूनिक है, न्यू थिंग है. दैट्स आवर प्रोडक्ट सर.
लेकिन वो गुब्बारा भाग नहीं जाता ऊपर आसमान पे? फिर आप देखते अगर ना देगा उस वक्त ना देगा तो वो तो भाग गया, उड़ गया.
नहीं है.
सर रिमोट से हम उसे कंट्रोल कर रहे होते हैं. उसके नीचे इंजन लगा हुआ है जो कि बहुत स्लोली मूव करता है, 10 किलोमीटर पर आवर की स्पीड से मूव कर रहा है.
So it's fine. So my version will be, I may suggest the following words. Advertising. Most businesses want to stand out by spending money on billboards, and newspaper ad is very expensive. What is unique and something different? Imagine a blimp, a slow moving balloon suspended in the air, slowly moving with your message on it. Everybody wants to look up and say, "Wo kya hai yaar?" We do that. So I'm saying the same thing you're saying, but very fewer words. 1/5 the words you used. You were trying to pack a lot of detail in those in the beginning. I was totally lost. Start with the word advertising. So मेरा दिमाग में वो डब्बा खुल गया. अच्छा, something about advertising. अब बताओ क्या हो रहा है? So start like that. Advertising is expensive. Billboards, newspaper ad don't work. You know what works? A balloon suspended in the air, slowly moving. That's what we do. So practice with that. I think is saying with what Anwar was saying earlier, fewer words land better. You have some other people who they लंबी वो बातें करते हैं, समझ नहीं आता कि बात क्या कर रहे थे. So you get lost. All right, thank you.
Let's take another one. Dr. Atif. You're on mute.
Yes,
please.
sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, due to the as we know that a lot of people the urbanization is maximizing these days, and a lot of people are solarizing their land and also the rooftops. We are here to solve the problem of the land beneath the solarization. Like the land beneath the solarization become the barren land, so we have solved the problem by cultivating these barren lands. So this is my vision.
What do you do with that land? What do you do with the land?
Actually, we have converted this solar cell with our product. We have incorporated a special type of film within that's convert the solar energy into the green and the blue light that is actually useful for the cultivation of the plants. Uh, Actually, this is the combination of the indoor farming and the solar cells. That's a
तो
new
क्या
concept.
आप कहेंगे सोलर पैनल के नीचे मूलियां लगा देते हैं?
No, actually, we can do anything beneath that.
Well, anything is not very believable sentence. So what do you mean? क्या
Actually,
आम का दरख्त लग जाता है उसके नीचे?
no, actually, let me explain.
When you say everything is very, very stupid sentence. So
Uh,
everything
sir,
include आम का दरख्त and
no,
मूलियां.
yes, that's need to be clarified that actually we can grow a simple vegetables beneath that, and we can cultivate the land beneath the all the solar park, and even the solars that has been installed over the rooftops of the houses.
Yeah, I think okay, there's a bunch of complication. Like how do you go harvest underneath? Because now you have to fight with the cables and the solar panel, and you need to under 4-5 मूलियां निकालने के लिए आप बंदर घुसाना पड़ता है अंदर. So there's a bunch of complication, but okay, you may have some use cases which is simpler than that. So
I think it's better to, in your story, better to focus on one area, right? It could be in a solar farm, right? It's a huge amount of land, is becoming completely useless. So pick up one big winner, and it's easier to explain, and then address exactly what Naeem is saying. How are you going to do it? How are you going to cultivate?
So let me give you my version of Dr. Atif's story, and then I'm going to go to Shoaib after this. So my version of Dr. Atif's story will be, what's getting popular these days is solar farms. Acres and acres of solar panels. But what about the land underneath? Is it wasted? Not if we use our technology. By providing nutrients and blue light, we make that land useful, and our customers are growing crops such as alfalfa, which could be grown underneath the solar panel very successfully.
That's it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, then you can, if somebody is intrigued, then you can talk about what else could be grown, what is the difficulty, what crops work well, what don't work well, but just be able to succinctly say, which most people cannot say succinctly. Okay, Shoaib and then Hamza.
Assalamu alaikum. Sepia is a digital marketplace for the booking of photographers and filmmakers. You can book photographer according to your budget, availability, region, and expertise.
See, all of you are describing your product. I keep saying, we don't care about your product yet. We care about our problem.
Okay.
So talk about what is my problem, which you have a solution for. What is my problem you think I have? So repeat, Shoaib, do a Rev 2, do not talk about your solution. Talk about my problem.
Sir, if you are looking for photographer, you can book through our website, and we will provide you according to your budget, availability, and expertise in your
Much
area.
better. It's much better than the previous version. You can say something. So my version would be, there are occasions when you would like a professional photographer. Could be a wedding, could be graduation, could be some important party. You don't want to be yourself be trying to take the picture. You want to enjoy the party. We solve that problem by connecting you with a professional photographer to fit your needs and budget. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
So you're giving me, yeah, I can see that, because party हो रही है, 70 लोग आए हैं, मैं सारा दिन तस्वीरें खींच रहा हूँ, मजा नहीं आया, याद ही ना कि बात क्यों हुई थी. So this is the,
Or you could also give an angle, one angle that name used that, okay, I could have more time rather than taking pictures. But the other angle is that if you hire a unprofessional photographer, it's a once in a lifetime event. You
Exactly.
want to have a professional photographer. So that's what we provide. So something of that angle, but more pitching like as names of a did.
Thank you, sir.
so Talha Sami, Hamza is next. Talha Sami, you said you allow me, but the way you allow me is you turn off on your camera and you raise your hand. That's so Hamza and then Talha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Naeem and Anwar. If you allow me, can I speak like that without turning on my camera, because I don't have the opportunity, because I'm in my village and I have the desktop PC. If you
Fine,
allow me.
please, you're allowed, just go fast, don't waste time.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Mr. Anwar and Mr. Naeem, I have a question for you. Have you ever came across a situation where your kid require a pick and drop service to the school and you are looking for any reliable pick and drop solution? Or you have a factory in the nearest industrial state or in the Middle East, and you are looking for a reliable and a secure and hassle-free transportation for your employees, or any young female who got admission in university and she needs a reliable, secure, and hassle-free pick and drop service. And guess what? Easy Conway offers end-to-end tech-enabled smart mobility to the masses. We exist to serve the community with the best transport solution.
So my point is, this is, you mentioned 3 use cases, and it takes too long to get to all 3 use cases. And first question is, well, why not use Uber or Careem? They already exist. So you need to, if I were you, my version will be something like this. Many people use pickup and drop services like Uber and Careem today. But if you have children or if you have young females, you want a layer of security they do not offer. We provide that extra layer of security through our cameras and real-time updates, which makes us unique. Something like that. I mean, I just made up some stuff, but that's the idea. So part of your message is differentiation. What's different about you? Why you should care? In my example, I identified as 2 when you're sensitive about कि भाई अकेली आ रही हैं, क्या आ रहा है, क्या है नहीं है.
I would say, yeah,
Mr.
security and the predictability. These are the 2 factors that would differentiate you from the other ones.
I don't know. Is
All
that
right.
useful?
Thank you so much for the feedback. I just have a point here. We are different from, the Uber and Careem. We are more similar to Swill, or you can say, if you are familiar with Swill, so we are a replication of that.
Well, I don't understand, but maybe Anwar does.
No, I don't too. And what I would suggest, why don't you try again? We give you 10 seconds again. Can you redo based on what you heard from Naeem?
Okay, so let me just clarify it again. So what I was saying, that we are not what Uber and Careem are doing,
No,
right?
that's not what I'm asking. That's a waste of time. What I'm saying is that I would like you to practice again. Give us your pitch again, 10-second pitch. Nothing
Okay,
else.
so I will. So I will try and I will get back to you in next sessions.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, where is Talha?
Assalamualaikum. Basically, my platform connect the teacher with students globally. So students across globe can book the teachers anytime, anywhere they want. We have the variety of teachers on the platform.
Yet again, you're describing your product. मैं शुरू से ये भौंक रहा हूँ कि अपनी product को describe मत करो. Talk about the problem you're solving and who has this problem. So please do it. To do a rev 2 of your page. What problem are you solving and who has this problem?
So Tara, before you go, again, you have to put yourself in parent shoes. Here I'm sitting at parents and I look for a tutor and it's very expensive in US. It's very expensive in Australia.
Yeah.
Our platform provides very cost-effective tutor out of Pakistan. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to hear from Talha. What is your revised version?
Yeah, basically we have the tutors with the less pricing as compared to the other companies in the US and other global countries.
No, that's terrible. You're again describing your product. Stop describing your product, guys. Stop describing your product. We don't care about your product yet. Talk about the problem you're solving. You keep describing your problem. Okay, try number 3. Talha, what do you do?
My name is Talha. We
I don't
basically,
care.
my platform connect the teachers,
No,
students.
you stop. No. You start with my platform does blah, blah. That's describing your product. I'm telling you 3 times. Do not talk about your product. Stop talking about your product. Talk about the problem. What problem are you solving? Who has this problem? Try number 4.
The students can book the teachers from my platform with less price as compared to the other companies in global areas.
This is bad. Okay, 4 tries is the maximum you get. Let me give you my version. Listen to it. Write it down. Parents all over the world would love to have their children excel academically. Many of them look for tutors. Tutors tend to be very expensive, especially if you live in the Western world. How would you feel if you can find a tutor who can help your student one-on-one online using Zoom remotely? If they're qualified, they know the subject, and they're priced much below a local tutor. We solve that problem. If you just say we have a cheap tutor, how do you know tutor is any good? Cheap is not a good differentiation. You want to have qualified people. You can, and I think what I would say is that if you can even focus that we only do math, and we understood the curriculum and math of Australian 5th grade to 10th grade in America, from this to that, and our teachers are trained on those specific subject and specific thing, then it'll be even much more compelling.
Yeah.
So I think you need to really tweak your presentation, even for customers. Forget about investors.
Okay.
Chalo, Shahid, do you want to go?
Assalamu alaikum. While shopping for clothes online, did you ever wish you could try them on somehow for accurate fittings and how you look in them? Night and Dame is a clothing brand which not only offers high quality, timeless old money designs but also offers AR technology to customers for trying clothes from their phones with accurate fittings before ordering.
So it's good, but again, you're pitching the product a little bit too much. But yeah, but you started well. So my version is similar, that all of us who shop online would love to see how would it look on me. It's not easy. So people return half the clothes they buy. What if you can see them, how they look on you, either using a VR technology or even with your phone camera? We provide a platform to try them on virtually before you buy. So it's similar to yours, but slightly different angle. But yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Anwar, normally our 1 hour is up. How do you want to handle it? Do you want to do some more or not? It's up to you.
And if we have a few more minutes, I think this momentum is building. So it would be good to spend another 10, 15 minutes more.
Sir, can I do it? Okay, sir. So, sir, our company has realized that the Pakistan globally, अपने products to seal कर रही हैं companies, they are unable to position it in a good way because they don't have sustainability in their processing processes. So, sustainability के ingredients जो होते हैं वो होते हैं अपने जितने भी resources वगैरह हैं उनको proper तरीके से exploit करना. But water treatment के मामले में हमारी पाकिस्तान की 85% industries नहीं कर पा रही. So, in order to tackle that, we have developed solar-powered wastewater treatment plant.
We have developed what? Solar power what?
Solar-powered wastewater treatment plant.
So you have developed a whole plant for water treatment. Those are like extremely अरबों रुपए का होता वो तो investment.
सर हमने यही किया है, हमने बहुत मॉड्यूलर डिजाइन बनाया है जो पानी के ऊपर फ्लोट करता है और सोलर एनर्जी से पानी के अंदर के कंटेमिनेंट सेपरेट करता है।
So what's the science behind it? This sounds suspicious.
Basically it uses restructuring technology. वाटर कंटेमिनेंट्स सेपरेट होते हैं बाय रीस्ट्रक्चरिंग द वाटर, और उसके बाद हमने कुछ वाटर ट्रीटमेंट के लिए प्लांट्स लगाए हुए हैं स्पेशल, जो कि अपने रूट से कंटेमिनेंट्स ऑब्जर्व कर लेते हैं, और अंदर हम कुछ माइक्रोब्स यूज करते हैं जो बाकी कंटेमिनेंट्स को खा जाते हैं। सो इट्स मल्टी इंटरनेशनल टेक्नोलॉजी, मतलब सिर्फ हम मशीन पे नहीं रिलाई कर।
So how is it different than existing methods?
बिकॉज एग्जिस्टिंग टेक्नोलॉजीज जो होती हैं उनके लिए एक प्लेस होती है जिधर आपको उन्हें इंस्टॉल करना पड़ता है, इंडस्ट्रीज के प्रोडक्शन यूनिट्स होते हैं उनके पास इतनी स्पेस नहीं होती, तो हमने इस सारे सिस्टम को फ्लोटिंग सेटअप पे डेवलप किया, वो पानी पे फ्लोट करता है, और बिकॉज इसके ऊपर सोलर पैनल्स लगे हुए हैं वो वही ऑन साइट पे बिजली जनरेट करके प्रोसेस सारा करता है, और जो भी साफ पानी होता है उसको डिस्चार्ज कर देता है, बोट की तरह फ्लोट करते हैं।
Okay, sounds very industrial, but fine. You can say that we have basically the water treatment is a huge problem for any country, any city. Because of industrial use and commercial use, we have found a way to use solar panel and some new chemical technology, so we can do that at half the space and half the price, something like that. But yeah, it seems very different. It's more B2B, it's more scientific, it requires a different angle. I need to understand it better. Maybe Anwar has already looked into it, so he can do a version of his own.
I think for now, let's just assume that it's a valid technology, but getting that message across is exactly what you just said, Naeem.
Yeah. So the main point we are making is that you should be able to not talk about your product and your customer. That's important to you, not to the customer. The only thing important to the customer or investor is their problem, not yours. Solution. So start with what problem do they have, and what problem are you solving? If they're intrigued, if they're interested, फिर पूछेंगे भाई कैसे करते हो? But कैसे करते हो is not the first way to intrigue them. So if they're interested, then they want to know how you do it and they want to get deeper into it. But what problem are you solving and who has this problem? This is otherwise known as market segmentation.
I think
So in your case,
yeah, go ahead and complete that.
In your case, a revitalizer case, who has this problem is a very important part of the conversation. Are we talking about steel mills? Are we talking about kisan? Are we talking about dairy farms? Because if you can be specific, who has this problem which you're trying to solve, it'll be easier to understand and connect with. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's what I was going to say, that you need to pick up one industry where the problem is big and is also easy for you to reach as well. I think that's where you need to focus on. Again, in the industrial area, water treatment is not done, contamination is caused, and because it is very expensive, we have solved that problem. That's something of that nature. But pick an industry where which you believe is big, that where you can focus, and then you can go after other industries after one. But phase one needs to be very clean and clear.
We are doing with the dyeing industry of textile.
Okay.
Okay, Ushna.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum.
Okay. So, ever skipped a meal because you were stuck in traffic or woke up late and grabbed chips or chocolate instead? We've all been there, whether as kids or adults. But while those quick fixes satisfy hunger, they lead to much bigger problems like obesity or undernourishment. That's why we created Ridgen, a nutritious, energizing, and affordable on-the-go snack to meet your daily needs.
So yeah, again, okay, it's better than most other people did, so thank you. My issue is you're still selling your product. I think my version will be, start again because I couldn't understand the first two sentences. आप क्या शुरू में कैसे शुरू कर रहे थे? आप क्या कह रहे थे?
I was saying that we all have experience skipping meals or breakfast because we don't have, like, we are always on time constraint, right? Sometimes we're stuck in traffic or we woke up late, so we just grab anything quickly, any unhealthy snack, whatever we can do to just get a quick energy fix, right? So to eliminate that problem, we've come up with snacks, but they are not just only providing you with energy. It's also giving you with all the nutrients that your body need, and it's also affordable.
Yeah,
I think
so
उसने
fine.
उन्होंने तो मेरा problem solve कर दिया ना. Many times you're busy so much, you skip the lunch, you don't have time, and here is a good way to have a meal.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, so you're right. And my version would be everyone can use a snack from time to time, whether you're tight for time or you have no time for breakfast or lunch. But it's hard to find choices which are healthy and nutritious. We have a new line of such snacks which satisfy that need. So again, it's a little bit simpler than your version. Your version was not terrible, it was reasonable, but I'm trying to even further simplify it. I'm not describing, but the moment you say we are also cheap, then I lose interest already, because you cannot be healthy and nutritious and cheap. Something is wrong. You have to pick two out of the three. You can't do all three, otherwise you're sub-optimized.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Yumkins.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome.
Due to rising cases of gut issues in children caused by additives in baby food, parents are searching for natural and wholesome options. So we are providing them with healthy, chemical-free, and affordable baby food products.
So do one more version. Do it one more time.
Due to the rising cases of gut issues in children caused by additives in baby food, parents are searching for natural and wholesome options. So we solve this problem by providing them with chemical-free, convenient, and affordable baby food products.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, but not believable. What is your secret sauce? Because if there's not chemicals in that, then वो एक दिन में खराब हो जाता है. The reason chemicals are added, so it has a long shelf life. So what are you doing? You have taken your grandma recipe and created a new concoction using kalandar, chakandar, kya? Tell me more. This is not believable what you're telling me.
Sir, we are using organic processing technique, जिसमें हमें किसी तरह के केमिकल्स नहीं यूज करने पड़ते, बट स्टिल उसमें से उस प्रोडक्ट में जितने भी माइक्रोब्स होते हैं वो किल हो जाते हैं. तो इस वजह से हमारे प्रोडक्ट में किसी तरह के केमिकल्स नहीं है, प्लस ये इसकी शेल्फ लाइफ उससे कम है. लाइक अगर नॉर्मल बेबी फूड 1 year का है तो हमारा 8 months का, बट स्टिल इट इज ओके.
Okay, how do you kill all the microbes without any chemicals?
Sir, it's a organic processing technique. लाइक उसमें सेट एक इक्विपमेंट है, उसमें सेट टेम्परेचर होता है, सेट ह्यूमिडिटी होती है, और उसमें हम गैस यूज करते हैं, नाइट्रोजन गैस, जिससे उसमें इतना टेम्परेचर लाइक फॉर जस्ट 2 to 3 seconds के लिए प्रोडक्ट को उसमें से गुजारते हैं, और इतना वो टेम्परेचर सेट होता है कि उसके माइक्रोब्स किल हो जाते हैं, लेकिन जो प्रोडक्ट की न्यूट्रिशन वैल्यू है वो कम नहीं होती. जस्ट जो टेम्परेचर है वो प्रोटीन माइक्रोब्स के जो डीएनए की लेयर है उसको किल करने के लिए यूज होता है, सेट किया होता है. उससे प्रोडक्ट के प्रोटीन को कोई जो है वो इफेक्ट नहीं होता.
तो लो टेम्परेचर इस्तेमाल करते हैं. I mean, chilling factor है. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this is for babies like age 0 to 6 months. This is for
no, from 6 months to 2 years of age.
Okay. So I don't understand because it's not believable for me, but if you taste, okay, let me give you my version of this, which will be finding baby food is tricky. You don't know, is it contaminated? It's coming from China. इसमें खराबी क्या है? We have used, since I'm a biochemist, we have come up with a process to create organic baby food, which is protected and natural, and then this could be used to and this is already being used by 500 babies in Hyderabad. So something like that. So you got to give me some credibility why you uniquely can do this and why this works.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, got it. Hold on a second here.
Who Who else wants to go? And Ushna, you want to give a pitch? Taha? So Ushna, yeah, please go ahead.
I just gave my pitch. You want me to go again?
No. She just I mean she just gave it
Oh,
5 minutes
give
ago.
a pitch. Okay, sorry. Okay. Who else?
Can I go?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. So as a parent or teacher, we know that there are less platforms which enable us to help our children or our students to engage with AI learning.
Taha, we can't hear you well. Can you speak closer to the mic?
Am I audible now?
Now audible, yes. Huge
All right.
difference.
Apologies. So as a parent or teacher, we are on the hunt to look for products that enable
It's not working, sir. It goes on and off. Are you on a headphone? Remove the headphone, please.
I'm on speaker actually.
Okay, try again, otherwise we'll give up. Try one more time, Taha. You're on mute.
Am I audible now?
Oh, much better. Yes, please go ahead.
All right. I think this will work now. So as a parent or teacher, we are always constantly on a hunt to get a platform which enables us to help our children or students to learn about AI and other early stage learnings. But there are constraints that makes parents and teachers feel unsafe, which are some advertisements and a huge load of subscription plans. So my name is Taha Mohammad Khan, and I have built a platform named Tiny Genius, which helps parent to access a platform which is completely free of ads and offers a low-cost subscription for AI learning for early age students from age 0 to 6.
So I can't believe I'm saying this, but I like it because he did not start with his thing. He started with a problem we can relate to. And his main point was that people want to learn about AI. He specified which segment, what age group it is for. He also said that, it is subscription, but it's ad free. So you're more protected, you're not getting some junk ads. So I think he started with the problem. He mentioned his product, did not over explain it. That's a good way to end on a high note. This was a good job.
Thank you so much.
Great. Okay, good. Naeem, I think we should end here. We've gone through a good amount of practice as well. And I hope and people there were listening and taking points. And remember, this is very important, that how you want to sequence your story and how you want to focus. So, Naeem, any closing message you want to give or remind them?
No, I think I'm going to send the slides to you. If you want to share with whoever you like to, I'm going to send the slides to you. But, good practice. You guys, I think some of you picked up some element, which was, I think, promising. So I'm happy to see that. We'll keep practicing till you get really good at it.
Naeem, do you have a comment? Did he raise the hand?
Yes, sir. ये आप पिछला जो आपका सेशन था यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स वाला, उसी की तरह आज वाला सेशन बड़ा प्रीशियस रहा है. रियली थैंकफुल. मैं आपने बात खुद ही कर दी है. मैं वो पिच के बारे में कहना चाह रहा था, सॉरी, जो आपकी स्लाइड्स हैं उनके बारे में कहना चाह रहा था कि वो हमें कैसे मिल सकेंगी.
मैंने अभी वो अनवर साहब को व्हाट्सएप पे भेज दिए हैं, तो he can decide what to do.
You will be seeing in the group, inshallah, very soon.
चलो यार, good to see you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you again, Naeem. All right, guys. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.